We just returned back from a full week-long adventure over to the Bahamas to do some on-the-water and underwater research with a few good friends of ours, Roger Degregori from Fish Gallery in Houston, Woodlands, Dallas. I think he owns 3 or 4 stores, some really nice stores there in Texas. He is the cichlid king. That's right, Roger is. And we also had with us Darin Hartwig from DFW, Dallas Fort Worth Aquarium Supply. And Darin has an ongoing business that's been operating for many, many years in the Dallas area. And he also owns Planet Aquariums. So he also builds, I think, thousands of glass tanks every year and distributes and builds these glass tanks for aquarium stores, aquarium service companies all across North America, and freights and ships them. Also builds cabinetry in his glass shop too, and he is a distributor of CHEMI-PURE for, I don't know, maybe 15 years or more. He's been selling CHEMI-PURE for a long, long time too. So we all got together. We did this last year. We did it this year. Roger brought his really good friend, Mike May, who owns Candelari's restaurant in the Houston area and the Houston Metroplex, right in the center city. He's got a really successful restaurant. He's a professional chef, which is super cool because Michael took over my typical role of being the chef on the trip, besides the boat captain in charge of the Department of Fun and Safety. First priority of organization when we get on site is to go out and catch dinner. So we went spearfishing. The boys got a whole bunch of hog snapper, and Nick on day 2 he shot a 30-pound black grouper, which was really big. He had to bear hug it, chase that fish down. And of course you're spearing with a pole spear, so that's complicated, and you got to be really good with breath hold and good with snorkeling and tracking the fish before you nab them. The boys also shot several lionfish and dispatched them. They're non-native invasive species throughout the Caribbean, of course. So they did that, and Mike, of course, cooked us some wonderful dinners. He cooked us some yellowtail snapper, panko crusted. He had some fried fish. He had a pasta dish that was off the charts. He did several conch dishes as well. He made sashimi mackerel that was super duper great. And, you know, during our time on the water and off the water, we got to discuss the aquarium business, the aquarium service business, distribution, and really, I think the path forward. You know, Texas is the major market, like Florida, like California, like New York. And it's good to deal with other industry professionals to really engage in forecasting where we're going with our businesses, how we're solidifying and professionalizing our industry. And those discussions are hard to have when you're at your own business domain or you're fielding calls and doing all those things. When you're out in the open ocean and enjoying yourselves at the same time, it's really a win-win situation for everybody. One of the mornings last week, we woke up really early and decided we were going to go to the Pocket, which is the tongue of the ocean. Somewhere between Andros, Chub Cay, and Nassau is over in the southeast quadrant of the Pocket, which is this huge, deep, vast ocean area. But we went to the Pocket to really go after some mahi-mahi, try to find a marlin. We caught several nice mahi-mahi, which we call dolphin fish here in Florida. Very beautiful, jumping, great color. Nick gaffed a really good one that Matt caught and got that into the boat, as well as Roger shot a really big hog, probably 8+ pounds, maybe 8.5 pounds, and Nassau grouper, which of course is legal in the Bahamas. Of course, we were in season. So Roger did win the prize of the largest hogfish on the trip. We also went around and dove back at Home Cay. I misspoke before. I called it Holmes Rocks. It's not HOLMES, it's HOLMK. So Home Cay, we have numerous pillar coral spots there, a colony about this big around, maybe bigger, and then a smaller colony towards the edge of this rock that's up at about 8 or 9 feet below the surface, maybe 10 feet deep at the most. That pillar coral was really great. We went another day off to what we call the Aquarium. It's an edge that's super spectacular north towards Great Isaacs. I've been diving that for at least the last 15 or 18 years. That's just a beautiful spot. It was rough, about 3-footers at least, maybe 4-footers. So I'm in the tower running, the guys are out in the water. Mark again took the video, had a big school of amberjacks go by and several reef sharks around. Got some great footage of the reef sharks that are there. They're typically pretty friendly until you spear something, but they was just loaded with tropicals, really great sea fans and coral and ledges fringes and edges and really spectacular. So that diving was phenomenal. Darin went in, Michael went in, Roger's in the whole time. And Roger has this tendency to swim away from the team. He looks down while he's diving and looks at the bottom and ignores where the boat is and ignores where the rest of the team goes. So sometimes he's over there 100 yards away. I'm like, I gotta drive the boat over and say, hey Roger, you gotta come back to the team, man. We also went down south past Sandy Key towards Riding Rock. I've got some great spots down there for some more diving, and also caught some really great yellow eye snappers that will normally get our limit day, which is 20 finfish, and I'll typically work on those fish, clean them up, and then put them on ice and bring them home with us, which we're allowed to do. So I brought back a really nice slug of yellow eye snappers, really good size, about 3-pounders. And we had them for sushi dinner, basically whole fried at the sushi restaurant Zen Sushi in Boca the other night with 16 or 18 of us for dinner. So that was spectacular as well. So again, a really great on the water and underwater research and business trip to the Bahamas on Jolene's boat, and really enjoyed being able to show you guys the footage of us on the boat, running and cruising in the Bahamas, and beautiful clear water. When we came home, it was thunderstorms and rain, so it was very fortunate the last day coming home. We had to go delay the trip, actually come back on a rainstorm coming through, lightning settled down and came back home, and then made it back into Miami Beach, and here we are back in the real world working on aquariums, and just such a pleasure to be in the position to take the boat and go to the Bahamas on several times a year, actually, to enjoy ourselves, working so hard to keep them alive and getting even with a few and catching them for dinner. So remember to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the water one day.